You are standing in front of a bank vault. The steel door weighs 20 tons. Guards with weapons watch your every move. Inside, there are stacks of green paper, nothing else. Just paper, by a men willing to kill for it. A lion ignores a chest of gold. A chimpanzee will not trade food for paper. Only humans worship these tiny printed rectangles. We trade our precious time for them. We destroy the earth to get them. We die for them. But why? What is money, really? How did a simple piece of paper conquer the human mind? It is not magic. It is a psychological trick. It is the most successful shared hallucination in human history. To understand the illusion, we must go back. Let's travel back 100,000 years. There are no coins, there are no bills. There is only the raw struggle to survive. If you had a fish and wanted an axe, you traded. This was the barter system, but the barter system had a fatal flaw. What if the man with the axe hates fish? What if he only wants a pair of shoes? You are stuck. Humanity needed a bridge, a universal middleman, something everyone agreed had absolute value. At first, we chose strange things, cowrie shells in Africa, cacao beans in Mexico, even heavy blocks of salt in ancient Rome. Roman soldiers were literally paid in salt. That is exactly where the word salary comes from. But shells break, salt dissolves in the rain, cacao rots over time. We needed something better, something indestructible. What is the one material on earth that never rots, never rusts, and stays shiny forever? The answer was buried deep underground. Gold. Gold does not react with water. Gold does not decay. It was the perfect physical anchor for human trust. For thousands of years, gold ruled the world. Kings fought brutal wars over it. Empires rose and fell on its heavy weight. But gold had one major problem. It is incredibly heavy and highly dangerous to transport. Imagine buying a house with bags of heavy metal. Thieves waited on every trade route. Around the year 997, Chinese merchants had a radical idea. Why carry the heavy gold? Let us leave the metal in a secure vault. Instead, we will carry a small, light piece of paper, a written receipt. This paper proved you own the gold in the vault. It was a brilliant solution. But it was also the birth of a dangerous illusion. At first, the paper was just a symbol. It was a shadow of the real wealth. Then the human brain did something exceptionally strange. What happens when you forget the gold exists and start worshipping the receipt? We began to trust the paper more than the metal. The system slowly spread to Europe. Goldsmiths became the first modern bankers. They noticed a hidden flaw in human psychology. People rarely came back for their actual gold. They just traded the paper receipts in the streets. So the bankers started writing more receipts. They printed receipts for gold that did not even exist. The illusion was growing. The paper was slowly detaching from physical reality. The bankers were creating wealth out of thin air. They were printing empty promises. And as long as everyone didn't ask for their gold at the exact same time, the system worked perfectly. By the 20th century, the trap was fully set. Governments realized the ultimate power of this collective hallucination. They saw that the human mind no longer needed the metal. The mind only needed the belief. And belief is something you can manufacture. Then came the year 1971, a single moment that changed human history forever. The United States government made a shocking announcement. The US dollar would no longer be backed by gold. The connection to physical reality was permanently severed. Zero gold. Zero silver, zero physical backing. The paper was now completely naked. It was backed by absolutely nothing except trust. This is called fiat money. Fiat is Latin for let it be done by decree. Value because the government says it has value. You accept this green paper from me today because you believe a stranger will accept it from you tomorrow. That stranger believes a third stranger will take it the next day. We are all participating in a massive global game of pretend. Think about the sheer madness of this reality. Take a crisp $100 bill. It costs the government exactly 17 cents to print it. It is just 75% cotton and 25% linen. It has absolutely zero nutritional value. You cannot build a shelter with it. It will not keep you warm in the freezing winter. To the universe, it is just colored dirt. But to a human mind, it is everything. Why do we blindly accept this illusion? Because our brains are biologically wired to believe in shared stories. Humans are the only creatures that can cooperate in groups of millions. We do this by inventing fictional narratives. Religion is a story. The concept of a nation is a story. Human rights are a story. But money is the most successful story ever told. Even people who do not believe in the same God believe in the same money. Even enemies who are actively fighting brutal wars against each other agree on the exact value of a dollar. Money crosses all borders. It ignores all languages. It bridges all cultures, not because it is real, but precisely because it is fiction. It is the ultimate cognitive masterpiece of our species. Look at your bank account on your phone right now. Those numbers are not physical coins sitting in a vault. They are just glowing pixels on a glass screen. They are digital ghosts. In fact, 92% of all money in the world today does not even exist in physical form. It is just abstract data stored in glowing computer servers. We spend our entire lives stressing over, fighting for, and dying for a digital hallucination. You are trading your real, finite, biological time on this earth for numbers on a screen that were created out of thin air. Money is not wealth. Money is a psychological control mechanism. The next time you hand a piece of paper to a cashier, look at it closely. You are not holding actual value. You are holding a tiny piece of a global dream. And as long as nobody wakes up, the dream remains real.